we will tap manually, and the rest is history. Have you ever seen this one? 8 cards, baby. Oh, oh. Hello everyone, it's Sloth with another control deck with the new cards. We are working like a machine, like a deck factory to bring you all the control decks today. So we can see the new cards in action, finally. Alright, so let's talk about the cards. First of all, let's read them. Impulse, 2 mana, instant. Look at the 4 top cards from your library. 1 goes into your hand, rest at the bottom of your library. Good mini tutor. It definitely helps you find the right answer. 4 cards is much more than 3 cards, that is the usual, right? And instant is of course the best type of spell. So you can find Meathook, you can find better card though if you are going for the value, like Silver Scrutiny. You can go Farewell or just some finisher, or just a strange answer to whatever strange things enemy has, like indestructible thing attacking you, so you need the Emperor. Definitely an interesting one. I'm not sure how amazing it is, but so far I really like drawing it. Next one, Silver Scrutiny. 2 mana, 2 blue mana, that's important, and X. Maybe sorcery? Is it sorcery? Let's read the text. You make a Silver Scrutiny as though it had flash. If X is 3 or less, draw X cards. So basically, you can cast up to 5 mana as an instant. So it means that for 5 mana, you draw 3 cards. It's already decent. Like, this is a good, like, solid draw effect. But if you are top decking, for example, and you get this card while having 10 lands, this will be draw 8. And you don't care it's a sorcerer. As long as you don't die next turn, your 8 new cards will win you the game in the next turn. So that's actually insane, and you will see in some games that, oh boy, this card completely dominates the control matchups when you can hit it and cast it when opponent is tapped out. And you will see it in the game, so you can judge for yourself how amazing it was. I'm definitely keeping an eye on this card. It doesn't have flashback as the Memory Deluge does, so the second part, the other mode for the flashback, oh my god, sorry. I'm recording and talking so long today, sorry for that. So Memory Deluge has 7 mana to draw 2 perfect cards, right? And you can cast it at the end step. Sometimes it makes a difference, but usually from my experience, drawing 8 cards instead of 2, is a big difference, and you don't care that you need to do it main phase, because usually you and the opponent are top decking, so the best case is just 1 good card he will draw, and usually it won't kill you the same turn, so you just untap and then deal with it whatever happened. So definitely a really strong one. I like this card, I enjoyed it. Haughty Djinn, or whatever it's called, 3 mana. 4 toughness creature with flying, and the power is equal to instant and sorcery spells in your graveyard. So basically, the more you have, the more power it has. It is good for trading, because 4 toughness is hard to deal with for most of the decks. And Lightning Strike, that you will see everywhere, doesn't kill this on its own. And trading 2 for 1, this card actually makes such a big difference. They feel forced to remove it, because the power can be very flexible, and they know your whole deck is instant. So even if this has 1 attack, do they attack with 2 toughness creature? I don't think so, because they know you will cast something and pump the power, and suddenly they wasted their good attacker. So that's pretty strong card, but the most important effect is this instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 mana less to cast, which is also amazing with Silver Scrutiny, because you can first of all always draw 1 extra card that you shouldn't have just for this discount. So this discount is actually 1 extra card, and you can also go turn 3 Djinn, and turn 4 you can cast this for X3, so together 5 mana cost normally, this time for 4, and you can cast it as an instant, draw 3 cards for 4 mana. 3 cards for 4 mana, yeah. Okay, so that's pretty good effect. It's above the usual rate, so Djinn has definitely some synergies with other cards. And yeah, drawing extra cards, always strong effect. We have Celestus, it fixes the draws, I love it. Depopulate, because we are trying to get some cheaper sweeper that isn't mana dependent as Meathook Massacre, or extremely slow as Farewell. So we are getting the sweet spot, and we have some cards that can benefit from it. We have Ertai Resurrected, it's just one card, but we can get it back with Cruelty of Gix, we can take opponent's cards, and in the worst case we just have a 4-mana sweeper that we can decide when we play. If our opponent has multicolored creature, maybe we just go for the Meathook first. So it's pretty decent so far from what I've tested. Ertai Resurrected. So 4 mana, so 2 colorless and Dimir mana, 3/2 creature with flash, and when it comes into battlefield you can choose up to one effect. The one effect is either counter target spell ability or triggered ability, or its controller draws a card. That's important part of the effect. So every effect means that our opponent usually draws a card. And the second mode is destroy another creature or planeswalker. Its controller draws a card. So basically you can either go control as a blue mage or the black mage with destroy effect. In both cases our opponent gets compensated with another card, but you know, if you target their win condition, they are just drawing a random card from the top of their deck. It's probably not the power level that you just countered, and you also gain a huge amount of tempo because you basically get additional creature on the board, and on top of this you remove something or you counter something, which is usually completely like obliterating tempo in your advantage. You can also use this as an ambush. So let's say our opponent has 2 creatures and he attacks into the empty board. You suddenly cast this, kill one of the bigger creatures and trade with the weaker one, and suddenly our opponent has no board, and he was so ahead just for the one card that he gets. And sure, he can get additional card, but his mana is still the same. He cannot additionally cast one creature or something. Like it's really good card. The more I play it, the more I like it, and not even talking about like blink synergies or things like this that we'll try at some point. So definitely one of my favorite cards in the set, and so control. This is exactly how the Mir card should feel like. I'm looking at you, Raffine. Okay, Sphinx of the Clear Skies, 3 colorless blue, flying creature with ward 2 and 5/5 as a stat line, and it has basically one ability, Domain. So whatever it deals damage to a player, it has to be combat damage. Reveal top X cards from your library, and X is the amount of basic run types. So basically if you play a Triumph, it's already 3 cards from your library, and our opponent separates those into 2 piles, and you decide which pile goes into your hand and which one goes into the graveyard. So it's really good because our opponent needs to make a skillful like separation, and they usually don't, from my experience. You usually have one pile that is a bit better than the other one, so you get more than 50% of the value. And drawing like from top 3 cards is already usually enough to win the game, especially if we keep trading card for card, as we usually do with control decks. So extremely strong if it hits, and it also doesn't lose the ward when it attacks. On the other hand, it has only ward 2. So if our opponent plays Infernal Grasp or Liliana, the new hit of a Planewalker that most decks play, definitely you can get this removed at mana disadvantage. But we can get it back with Cruelty of Gix, so it's a bit better because you get additional try usually, and often you can check our opponent hand for removal, so you can, you know, make your plays around it. So first Sphinx sometimes can go into the dust, just so it gets back later with Cruelty. And with that being said, yeah, that's the deck, and we are drawing a lot of cards with it, so I think you will enjoy the gameplay. Definitely cool version, and Impulse definitely gives a lot of variety, so even we are not super heavy on the card draw, we still have a lot of card draw, and we can dig into our card draw, so we generally don't get outvalued with this deck, as you will see in the games. So with that being said, subscribe if you like the channel. If you are happy for Dominaria, also subscribe. And let's enjoy the games and finally the new standard. Okay, so our opponent goes first. We have pretty decent hand, especially due to cut down. Without cut down, I think I would mulligan this one. And looking at the colors, I shouldn't be super scared about 2-drop. Exactly. Okay, good. And now we have our counter spells enabled. And now we have Memory Deluge in the deck, so we are very, very flexible. Yeah, honestly, I think it's going really good. Yeah, it's nice. Like, we are a nice person with a nice deck. Oh boy, like we are going into like card drawing territory, definitely. Let's cast the Payment, and we are not lacking the value. Huh. So we are basically doing the same stuff, you know what? Sure. Let's see who has the better cards. Our card is, I think, stronger than our opponents, because we have double Memory Deluge and Silver already. So I don't mind slower game. And now the question to you, do you counter? No. Definitely not the best Memory Deluge in the world, that was pretty bad, to be fair. But Impulse will save it in some way. We are discarding, I guess. You know what, with so many lands I think we don't mind this. 2 control mages, having some fun. Cut down might actually be more important, like less important than mana, because mana means that we get to draw more cards at some point. Like, I like playing my mana base, you know? And so does the enemy. I think we are like the soulmates, we are basically doing the same things in a bit of different colors. I really like this card as well. We will play with this one definitely. I will cast Impulse because it's like a okay, it's like a strong choice. And see? 3 lands from the top, easy. Oh boy, it's so good that we have so much value. Okay, and now we are starting to go into the phase that I really wanted. And our opponent as well. We are basically doing the same thing. Oh my god, that's pretty hilarious. No. Why? 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 I wanted to cast my Emperor. Why? Oh my god. Oh, Arena, you got me again. You know what? It might not be the worst. We will get probably like a mana-based counter spell, which sucks a bit. Like make disappear, or yeah, or the crap. But it's fine. This is not the play I wanted to make. I wanted to cast Emperor main phase, use it to token and force him to make some plays. So what happened was basically auto-tapper screwing me, and I had to adjust. Do they play some kind of brilliant restoration? I'm not sure, but I'm definitely not doing this main phase into open mana. We will use it for max, but only if enemy taps out his blue mana. So let's see. Like, so far we both have a lot of plays. This is Memory Deluge. I think we have enough value that we don't care about counter spells that use mana. If he wants to use them, then it's fine. I can see also the other play would be Wandering Emperor, but this is just more mana efficient, and we have so much mana sinks that I think we have moment to do it. Okay, sure. Farewell. Okay, and now we can cast Emperor and Memory Deluge in the same turn. Cycling. Ooh, that's interesting. I actually want to cast Emperor right now. Simply because he might not have the counterplay, and I don't mind Emperor dying. I want to create some pressure. Sure. Do we want to go Memory Deluge? It seems kinda cool, right? But still, I won't. I won't because enemy might think about this 4 mana way too hard. So even though he might still overpower whatever he wants, like, we're fine with this. Okay, let's give him the choice first. It should be, I think, shield counter and the Rhino Warrior, and shield counter here, just to prevent all the exile. Yeah, perfect. Very good play. It's a fellow control mage, nothing to scoff at. And okay, that's really good. So now in Memory Deluge, we have answer in the like form of Farewell. Let's get some more lands from my deck. Man, amount of lands that I'm drawing on the like usual basis is pretty insane. But it's completely fine. And Make Disappear is really good draw here. Let's just check the Tapper. Tapper, are you okay? Okay. Okay, it can be like this. Our opponent has 2 mana. We could draw a lot of cards, but we don't need to. So this goes for enchantments. I think Memory Deluge is fine. We are in better situation than the opponent, so he's the one that has trouble by paying 7 mana to do nothing. And we get Emperor back, and that's pretty cool. And now the momentum is on the other side, and Make the Super is surprisingly strong, because even if opponent can do something, do you want this to be your full turn, my friend? I will use the casualty, and I'm pretty sure it's worth it. Even though he can get the Memory Deluge, it means that our turn is completely free. We can do whatever we want. And that's a big payout he gives us. And we can completely get all the value from every single land we drew this turn, and we still have the Emperor with tokens, so we still have the pressure. He gets 2 cards, but we will get basically infinite cards. I actually like this draw. Oh my god, it's happening! First time. No, please. Arena. No pain. Please, no pain. We will tap manually, and the rest is history. Have you ever seen this one? 8 cards, baby. Easy. Oh yes. Oh yes. So many lands. So we get rid of this one. I think we get rid of all the cards that are lands. We don't need more. And now our hand is a beast mode. So enjoy your 2 cards. We have way more. Oh, Ertai is pretty good as well. It's definitely very flexible answer. And I like the fact that Emperor is here. Man, exiling Leyline was so good. Okay, point taken. We are actually soulmates right now. Magetta, if you are watching this, high five. We are basically playing very similar deck with he went for green, obviously, and I'm sure he has Sphinx with domain or something with domain, because he plays full, I think full 5, right? He lacks swamp, I guess, but maybe he has somewhere. Also 3 lands discard, perfect. We are just bros at this point. And this seems really cool, right? Okay, so what we do? First pump this creature, see reaction, then do the attack, see the reaction. This will matter, not yet, but very quickly. And I think our opponent has not much mana, so Cruelty is actually insanely good here. We can even get Ertai Resurrected at some point with the chapter 3. So this is something you might want to consider to counter. Sure. Let's see if he has Planewalkers or creatures. He probably should have something, right? He has so many cards. And a lot of win conditions are Planewalkers. Okay, sure. He might try to cast this one, but we don't super care. Actually, now we don't need to play around anything. What is his play? Probably Herd Migration, right? Because it creates 4 3/3 tokens, which is not a problem for us, to be honest. I know, bro, I'm thinking. Okay, I can think. I think we go with Ertai Resurrected, so it means that we don't have spare mana for anything. Sure. Enjoy. That was such a wild moment when we started casting. You can see Silver Scrutiny has way more power in some situations. And we are getting counterspell from our deck, my friend. So let's see what the main... he needs to make a good play. Problem is that he has enormous amount of mana, so even after casting Herd Migration, he still can cast something, and that's a small issue. He doesn't have great plays, and Memory Deluge is great, but it's super expensive. Do we care? I think I'm fine with countering it. Whatever happens, he needs to do way more than this. And he has only 1 card that does something, counter target spell. Or ability or whatever. So we could even counter the channel if we wanted. And we also have more pressure on the board, and we have tutor at the upkeep, which is amazing, because we are taking some kind of hard counter. I think we should have one. I think we have still one negate, right? Yeah, we have negate. Oh, farewell. Okay, okay. That's strong. Not gonna lie. How many cards do we want? I definitely want the Sphinx. Oh boy, do we go for Sphinx? We know what the cards he has. I actually think this is Raffine Tower into like high cost, so we probably play the Sphinx and the rest of the mana goes to Silver Scrutiny. We also make a creature, so Fateful Absence never has a good target. We could fish with Impulse, which is not the worst play, to be honest. You know what? Okay, I will do it. Just to mess up with opponent a bit. Because there's high chance that we get a counter spell with this. So no, our opponent needs to think about it. Djinn, do we play this? It's a lot of pressure if he has no sweeper. So I think that's actually a good way to play it. Yeah? Thank you. And he cannot do anything at the end step, so whatever he does, he needs to have really good those two cards, because 1-for-1 it's not great. So he can Fateful Absence this, but Ward slows him down a bit. Yeah, that's probably the best start. Not sure if Pain Kicker had any sense, to be honest, but you know, it's just 1 mana, I guess. And Ward 2. It's a big deal, told you. Cut down won't hit this, so we need Infernal Grasp, but that's completely fine. That's completely fine. We put the counter first, and as you can see, our opponent slowly starts to not have enough. Like, they just slowly don't have enough. And that's a big deal, he might want to protect it. And if he does, I'm not sure how I will play. I want to sit first. Okay. Okay, that's a counter spell. I want to put as many instant and sorceries as I can. Oh boy, oh, that's a good game, I think. Oh boy, that's insanely powerful. Let's make sure that Ren dies. He wants to kill the Djinn, so we attack with the token here. He might use the March. Okay, so we double attack it. Just to make sure. Because March is really good against Samurai, and I don't really want to counter it because it's such a low value play. We have way better targets for Negate, and he still loses. Alright, I think we closed the game this turn. This was what we wanted. We need 1 mana for Negate. The rest can be card draw, so let's get some stuff going on. Man, Silver Scrutiny, this card just blew my mind. It's insane. Let's go for black, and we go for 4 cards. So here basically our opponent knew that he's outvalued, and he was a bro until the end. I think we really get a connection between you though. Like 2 control mages basically. We have Djinn, so Depopulate might be actually quite fast, and we also have Celestus to ramp us. So depending what we are playing against, like we have ways to do stuff. Let's start with this one, because this will be tapped. They are always untapped, so no real reason. And that's a thing. I actually don't mind by being smoked by a Phoenix chick. Like, it's so hilarious. I'm not even mad at this point. Which happens very rarely. Oh my god. Welcome to the world of 3 life Infernal Grasp. Oh man, that will hurt so much. It's basically a lightning strike into our face. Oh, nice, with style. Our opponent plays with style, with the old art. Yeah, it's probably better than the new one. Oh boy. Okay, this is definitely a removal target. I prefer to lose 3 life by using this card than 3 life by getting smoked by a werewolf. A freaking werewolf. Okay, something that doesn't bring a pain. I really appreciate it. I think it should be Djinn. It's good blocker. It's very hard creature to deal with for them. Even if they have like another lightning strike, they need to trade this, tap 2 mana, and basically trade 2 cards for this. So that's still pretty awful for them, and it gives us a lot of time. Oh wow, he actually will play double play with fire. Cool. I don't mind it at all. That's perfect. That's so freaking good. I'm not even depopulating this one. And if we are to cycle one of the lands, we want to cycle the pain lands. This one is free. This one is a pain land. Funny. Okay, so oh sure. More werewolves, just what we needed. We will sweep the board though, so this was one hit. And let's keep on the trend of drawing clans every single turn. Seems great. I will play this land. 5 is something we probably will need, together with Celestus as a 6th one. So Kenzan. So he's going like on the reserves right now. It means that his cards are not great. However, he did not play a land. Man, like this is such a Sloth standard, just drawing cards over and over. What are the good creatures you can take? Reckless Stormseeker is decent one. Djinn is probably the better. I will play this. And now we will get full read ahead effect. Have you ever seen this? Because I did not. And suddenly I like my werewolves. It's pretty decent. We don't attack, unfortunately. I would love to attack, but we cannot. But now his attacks are way worse, and if he channeled Sokenzan, it means that this card was not a creature. Or at least not a good creature. If he wanted 2/2 haste more than this card, whatever it was. Oh, it was Kumano. That makes perfect sense. It's a bad card in this situation. So yeah, that was one card, right? And he channeled. Okay. However, every turn you are losing a little bit, my friend, and we will probably double cast something. Can I stop drawing lands, please? Please, I want to stop drawing lands. Alright, this is pretty good. I think I want Meathook just for the heals. We have Memory Deluge from the graveyard. Cut down. If they play this, man. This will be the second spell, but we need land to play it. Okay, let's check. Let's make sure that we don't do the mistake that I've done like few videos ago. We didn't play land this turn. Okay, so we play this, we Meathook, and then next turn we have Memory Deluge. I think Sphinx is the play. Okay, good. Oh, you can also remember that you have Celestus, but that's not for me. That's definitely not for me. We do it for one, for no particular reason, and I'm still not attacking. And we switch day-night cycle, so we get healing, we get to cycle one of the lands, and of course we are keeping to draw lands. Oh my god, the amount of lands I'm drawing every single time from top deck is just insane. That's why I like Celestus so much, because it ensures that I will cycle all of those lands into actual cards. Like, man, Celestus is just my personal favorite. Okay, decent start definitely, so let's take it. I like having some options. All of the tap lands are tapped, basically, so that's a small issue because we missed our most important play. We have basically perfect 2-drop for every occasion. However, we won't be able to play it on curve, so all of them are effectively a 3-drop. Never mind, skip that. Okay, and it seems that we are in a slower matchup, it seems. Let's see what exactly our opponent is doing. If he doesn't do anything, like Impulse into Cardo would be so amazing. I think I know enough. This is the card you need to actually think about how you play it. But I think I know the answer, what we are playing against. We are playing against some kind of control deck, so we need card advantage, like Silver Scrutiny. That was exactly the card I wanted, to be honest. Essence Scatter, oh my god, I love this graphic so much, it's so perfect. You even get the mirror thing, like with the face, that's so cool. Oh, okay, I definitely miscounted. And Essence Scatter just turned out to be the most important card in the whole deck right now. Oh my god, I'm so happy I went this direction. I should know that nobody except me plays control. Me and few other control YouTubers. Alright, so put counters. So this is basically like protection deck that will keep protecting those small pesky creatures. Okay, how do we do this? I honestly think this is the play. It's not perfect, our opponent can make ways around it, but I think having a 3-3 is good enough, and it will make also Emperor have enough loyalty to -2 still. And we start with this because I feel vulnerable right now. I don't want Emperor to die, I want to put the third loyalty counter as soon as possible. That's really good, like we have so many options. There's high chance our... oh right, I forgot we can attack because we have Vigilance. Bro, you want to put some counters? Yeah, that's what I thought. And yeah, I think our opponent might not play counter spells even. This is not really the deck that plays counter spells, they just play creatures you have to remove and things to protect the creatures that you have to remove. And I think they got this hexproof, it's legendary? No. But they still have this hexproof thing. The problem is if they didn't block last turn, I don't see a reason to block this turn. Sure, you need to play 2 spells, and then we just used Wandering Emperor to -2, so one of the spells needs to be something that removes the Emperor. Man, my voice. Sorry for that, I was speaking for a long time today to record those videos. What is this card? Take up the shield, put 1/1 counter target creature, gains lifelink indestructible. Oh, I see. So it goes to enough. Was that his play? You know what? Like it has trample, but it doesn't have trample yet, so it doesn't kill the Emperor. I don't remember what he attacked. I assume it was the Emperor. It was the correct target. The problem is that like you need to, for this 3 mana, protect it through the Emperor -2, and we have double counter spell for this. So I think his plan is to protect the creature when we -2 it. Problem is, I don't think he plays around 2 counter spells. Maybe 1, but definitely not 2. And make this appear is a big deal. Sure. I might also try to use... I don't think they have like direct damage for the Emperor. They would use it already. So I think we go for 3. Just to refill hand a bit. And this might trigger some play from them, which is even better for us. See? Like in the clock, 4 lands from the top. Basically, Silver Scrutiny for me today says, you may draw X lands from your deck. It's fine, but it's not extremely fine. Like, we didn't want to get 4 lands from the top. We played our huge play and we got exactly 0 value. Like, literally 0 value. So, let the play begin. We can do it smart way. We are bluffing right now a bit. Bruh, what's about this? Do you want to tap out completely? Because it's for me better if he taps out. I don't care if he has 1 protection that he basically gets 1 free card. Okay, what now? And as you can see, he knows about it and he didn't pay 2 mana. But to be honest, it means he has another play. If he doesn't have another play that is better than having a 1 spell, he should just pay the cost and hope that we don't have another counter spell. Okay, this one is negated. And this is the point that I hoped that he didn't work through, and he didn't. So he needs a second creature or he dies. I guess he doesn't die because our draw is completely awful. Man, like this card is so good, but my draw are so bad. At least we got 3 turns ahead, basically 3-turn time walk. This is a big issue, because we can depopulate, but there's high chance this last card is a protection. Okay, that's some draw. This is some draw. How do we play this? I really think with our horrible draws, Wandering Emperor staying on the battlefield is one of the most important things, because we don't seem to draw any value. Like Runic Shot, if it hits, that's a big deal. Unfortunately, our opponent has additional spell. What? Oh my god, it's a sorcerer! I thought it's for some reason instant. Get wrecked and of course land from the top like a boss. Oh my god, that's so bad. This is so horrible. It is Depopulate time and he will protect it, so this does not matter. But Runic Shot is better because it gives Scry, and Depopulate has potentially downside, so it is still better. But if he keeps drawing every single turn something to protect while we draw only lands since like 5 turns, it is probably hard to come back. Like, Runic Shot is definitely winning play, but he needs to whiff at some point because we are whiffing every single turn. Oh boy. Imagine drawing 3 good cards from Silver Scrutiny. How different that would be. Okay, this is good draw. This is actually a good draw. So let's play the Runic Shot, and I learned something because I honestly thought for some reason it's an instant. Now it fits. I've seen the reviews of this card. Sure. How many could you draw? This is Scry. I don't want to give him the connive. Like, we need to play all in on this one because we fall way too behind by those land draws. This is last moment when enemy can whiff. And we want to just get rid of the creature. It's I think better than countering. Do you have even the last card? Oh my god, how can you draw so godly? And now he drew a land. This is exactly what I hoped for, that one of those cards will be a land. Like a decent person. Look how we draw. Lands, 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 lands. And I'm not raging, you are raging. Land. After it counts. Now all lands from the top. Because this was exactly... Okay, maybe Impulse at least. Man, it's so annoying. Oh my god, I'm so triggered. Impulse is a good draw that we should probably get like 5 turns ago. Look at our opponent, he's just never draws lands when he needs a card. Like, he only draws cards when he can connive. Like, he only draws lands when he can connive. Sure, bro. Take your 8. Man, Impulse needs to do a lot of work. Problem is that we are so pressured that now we don't have time to draw cards. Land. Let's see 4 lands from the top. Okay, those are the cards we needed so much for the full game. How we do it? Oh boy. I think this has to work. This has to work. We need to go all in. We have what? 5, 6. We go for 6. There is a chance there won't be 6 lands from the top. I don't leave 1 mana because cut down doesn't kill it anymore because it's so late. Only 3 lands. Man, I feel that my deck is basically all lands and nothing except it. Oh my god, even 6 cards, like this is just awful. Can't we draw like Sphinx? Like, Meathook Massacre is basically the only one that makes a difference right now. And it will still be hard because Virtuoso can have such a high toughness. And 3 lands? Dead draws. Man, I think I need to cast it for like 10 to draw something that is not a land. Okay, round over. Positivity. Like, I still enjoy the deck and everything, but man, I feel that my draws are just awful. Like, I often draw only lands. Alright, so we definitely go for the block because we die otherwise. Then we play a huge Meathook, probably around 7, just to play around his like protection spells. Not much choice here. It's unfortunate that cut down is, you know, 15 turns after we could hit Virtuoso with it. Yeah, I need more lands, thank you. Thank you, game. I definitely need more. Oh my god. The other plan would be to go for the stun. Okay, let's actually count the mana, that's important. Oh wow. Why would you do this? Are you serious? It's 11 mana anyway. So we need, if we need 5 for this, we have only 6, so we need, okay, so we cannot do this play. Like we will, but it won't be like this. We play like 7, right? Maybe even 8. So if we have 11 mana, we need 2 for this, 1 for this. So we have 8. Oh my god, that's actually... So we don't play stun, I guess. We definitely need to pay higher. So maybe we just go for the stun instead of cut down. Okay. This is so annoying. He never whiffed through the whole game so far. Okay, our blocker. Like, I want to say land because that's basically my deck. Let's go for instant, I guess. It might matter if we draw something, but man, this is just not what we want. The amount of lands we are drawing is insane. Like, look at this, and we have 3 more. Like, we can basically ramp up to 15 at this rate. Oh yes, I think I needed 1 more lands, thank you game. I think I should play all the lands with cycling, because they actually at least matter. Can we Meathook for 7 at least? Okay, pay me. 9. I'm sure he has something. Like, he has 1 card. It's impossible, it's not the perfect card, right? We'll do it, but I'm pretty sure it won't work. Oh my god, does it work? He finally whiffed! He finally did it. Oh my god. Finally. I don't know what the card is. It has to be a land, right? We are still not out of the woods. But it's definitely helpful that we finally... Man, look at the lands! Like, we are having like 13, 14 lands already. Oh my god. Soon we will run out of lands in the deck, so that's actually pretty cool. Okay, and we keep the removal because he needs to pump it first, because otherwise it doesn't do anything with 1 attack. So if he attacks for 1, we are fine with it. Cool. And I hope... I want to cry! Stop, deck! Stop! I only play 26 lands, I don't deserve whatever this is. I need to jiggle because I'm at the breaking point right now. 1 damage. At this rate, with our draws, this might actually kill us by hitting us for 1 every time. Oh my god. Oh, you know what? Okay. Oh, let's play a land. Are we over? Can I start drawing things that matter, like Impulse and Silver? Like, we have 7 cards like this in the deck still. 7 cards. Like, look at this, he actually will kill us at this rate. I play like this because I want him to use the card first, because then the stakes are higher. And I hope he will realize that this is not the winning play and he will invest more in the board so we can get some free value just out of, you know, outthinking our opponent. Because, man, we really need to work our way through the value of this kind of draws. I think we drew more lands than the non-lands this game. And by far. It's 5, sorry. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 lands. 16 lands. 16 lands in top 33 cards. Yeah, 50% of all the card draws were lands. That's really high, especially on the average. So, our opponent, you have 3 cards, do you play something? I don't want to be this guy, but I'm recording. Bro, think about the viewers. They need to see the action, or they will click away. And I'm trying to give the action. With probably my tears about drawing lands, but still, that's something. Alright, it seems he woke up and pressed end the turn button. Oh wow, that's actually a card. Pretty amazing. So we can go both ways, either depopulate first and remove the board, or just go with the Djinn, and to be honest, at this rate, I will go with the Djinn. And our cards are cheap, but it doesn't matter because we are drawing lands since last 15 turns. No, it's your go, my friend. It's your turn. I don't know what's going on. Like, I didn't see any kind of bugs that show that the turn is for someone else. So either he's just trying to be mean for no reason, or I don't know, maybe something broke. So, our opponent actually sits here because he did an emote, so he's actually roping on purpose, and it's confirmed. Ini Mikus. Bro, like, this is how we want to spend Dominaria United, and we actually won this game. I cannot believe, with such horrible draws. Like, we have, just to make it clear, I want to make it clear, we drew 1 Impulse, 2 Impulse, and 1 Silver Scrutiny. We had 3 more, okay, double. So, okay, maybe it's not so bad. But we should draw more,